Now, as I'm going to tear this down, I thought about a few tips that I'd give you if you ever take your Dio or Aerox or Piaggio, which I've never seen one or never seen an Aerox. But I'll give you a few universal tips that can help you. I'm using an orange antifreeze with water in here that I'm emptying. When you go to empty your antifreeze, or you go to refill your reservoir bottle during your riding, take your nose and stick it right down in there. And look at this very, very closely. If it has some oily gas and little pieces of carbon bullshit in it, which this doesn't, thankfully, this is kind of a dirty bucket, but if it does, it means that you've got a leak up here and your head is leaking into your water supply. Now, the next tip is to pull your spark plug and look at it. And also, take a big whiff. Because after a while, you can tell if you're huffing on either two-stroke gas or antifreeze. Now, this is always a good thing to check. It should be a golden brown, white, dry kind of a look. But I use I use anti-seize on here. It's a silver lubricant that keeps the aluminum heads from grabbing your metal spark plugs. You got to remember one thing about aluminum: never ever take a spark plug off when this bitch is hot. Okay, because this aluminum will grab onto the end of this plug like a $14 hooker and won't let go. So always make sure your engine's totally cool before you take that plug out, because I'll tell you what, many people have taken these plugs out and they've taken all the threads with them, and then you got to helicoil it and you got to do all that shit, and it's just a mess because you didn't know this one little trick. And then what you want to do is take some vice grips and clear off your fuel line so you can get your carb off. And usually I would take the panels off here, but Mr. Genius that I am, I have this front panel put on here and I can't do it. So that's for the tips for so far. Now I either have to take the carb off or take the throttle line off. And then I've taken the coil line off, and there's one more line down in here. You'll see that there, right next to the red line, there's a black plastic line. That is all the components from the CDI underneath this here, and that just snaps off. And when that snaps off, you can just drop the motor and take off that nut right there, and everything will work fine.